Hey guys, this is Rhine1988 or Justin, and this is going to be week 113 on the DVD Fiends for Sunday, and this time around I'm going to start reviewing films on Sunday. But before I get into my review, I just want to say I'm so glad the DVD Fiends are back. We have an awesome lineup full of, familiar YouTubers that were on here before, or familiar faces, and then we have, new YouTubers or new faces that are going to be reviewing films on the DVD Fiends, and it's an awesome lineup. A lot of very cool YouTubers are on here, and hopefully, when you guys are watching these reviews, that you will, see films that you haven't heard of before, or films that you've heard of but you haven't, seen yet, and hopefully, the reviews help you guys to go out and watch these films. Because there's a lot of awesome horror movie thrillers out there, and it's awesome to have the DVD Fiends back and, running again, and I'm looking forward to reviewing more and more horror movie thrillers on here, and definitely check out everybody else's reviews each day, because we have a full lineup now, awesome lineup, very cool YouTubers, very cool people, so definitely, come back each day and watch everybody's reviews. So, for week 113, like I said, I'm going to be reviewing on Sunday the film All the Boys Love Mandy Lane, which came out in 2006. It stars Amber Heard, and it is directed by Jonathan Levin, if I'm saying his last name right. But All the Boys Love Mandy Lane is basically about the character of Mandy Lane, played by Amber Heard. She is the girl in high school that all the guys, well, everybody's attracted to, basically. They can't keep their eyes off of her. All the boys want to be with her, and all the girls want to be her. And for a weekend, away from, the high school and stuff like that, a couple teenagers, a couple of Amber Heard's friends, or Mandy Lane's friends, invite her to go to this farmhouse in the country out in the middle of nowhere for a weekend to have fun, to have a blast, and soon things go wrong when people start getting killed off. So All the Boys Love Mandy Lane, that's basically your plot. I don't want to give too much away, because this is a movie where you don't want to give a lot away. It has a really cool twist, and there's some pretty cool deaths in this, so you don't want to spoil anything. But All the Boys Love Mandy Lane for me is a film that I really enjoy. I think it's a great film. Amber Heard, you might know her from Drive Angry 3D, one of her most well-known ones recently, and she's been in a few other films. But I have to say All the Boys Love Mandy Lane so far is my favorite Amber Heard film. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I think it's a great thriller. It's not really much a horror movie. And the critic on, the front, it says the OC meets Friday the 13th. I have to complain about that, because I really don't see it as a Friday the 13th, type of film. In fact, I don't really see it as a slasher film, because it isn't too much of a slasher film. Yes, you have people getting killed off, but it's not a full slasher film. I think of it as more of a thriller, and more of like with a revenge thing. I'm not going to say anything else, but, it's one of those type of films. But it's such a great film. I really enjoy it. The cast overall, not too bad. Amber Heard is definitely by far one of the best ones in this film. You have some of the side characters, and this is true. I think what the film does so well is that it really brings you back to high school, for me especially. Looking back at high school, a lot of these characters you can relate to in high school. Especially, the side characters that Amber Heard hangs out with around the weekend, or her friends. You have the characters that you love or hate. There's some characters that you really hate in this movie. Some that you get annoyed by. So yeah, I mean, the characters you can relate to from high school. The big thing I like about this movie, I like the atmosphere of this movie. And I love the cinematography. I like the way they shot this film, the style of the film. Just very, very you know, simple and I wouldn't say well, I'd say unique in a way. I mean, I love it. I just love the way they shot this movie. The atmosphere is great. I like that they took, you know, a horror film, because you rarely see this, besides like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a few others. I like that they took it out in the middle of the nowhere. You're in this farming community, there's no one around, and they're basically just stuck out there. And I think it's, you know, very creepy at times when, you know, they take, you know, a horror film or a thriller film and they put it out in the country because, you know, there's no one around to go to. It's very creepy in a way, and I like that they, you know, take it away from the usual, you know, suburban area, or, you know, you have a lot of houses around, and they put it out in the middle of nowhere in the country. So I like that. I like that they did that with this film. Like I said, characters, you love or hate them. The atmosphere, very eerie, creepy in my opinion, or just really, really good atmosphere. Cinematography is great, the directing's great, and the twist at the end, which I'm not going to spoil, is a twist that I really enjoyed, and I didn't see coming the first time you watched this film. I don't know if people saw the twist coming when they were seeing this film, like before the actual twist happened, the first time they watched it, but I would not get how they would, because it's a, you know, a very, you know, shocking twist in my opinion. Very cool twist, and I think that's, you know, one thing I like about this movie is that it has a twist that you don't expect to happen. Yeah, although Boys Love Mandy Lane, I highly recommend checking it out. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 4 out of 5. Minus some of the one-liners in this film. I mean, there's some one-liners that I just don't like, especially coming from a character I believe named Chloe. I just thought her one-liners, or the stuff that she says, is just, you know, stuff where I just can't stand. And then some of the characters, you know, you hate them or you don't like them. So, but everything else, I really enjoy everything else about this movie. I think it's original in my opinion, or somewhat original. If I had to have a top 10 from 2000 to 2010 of original horror movies / thrillers, this would definitely be on that list. It's up there with Hatchet, Hatchet 2, Laid to Rest, all those movies. And it deserves a lot more attention now. This film came out in 2006. I don't know why it doesn't have a bigger release. The US does not have a DVD or Blu-ray release. And this is brought out by Dimension, or the Weinstein Company. And I don't know why they don't release this one. I mean, this is probably one of my favorites from their, you know, company. And it's just really sad that they haven't released this movie yet. So hopefully this gets a Blu-ray DVD release soon, because it deserves a lot of attention. It's very clever when it comes to the twist, and it's just great overall. But if you want to get a copy of the Blu-ray or DVD, this is, I believe, the Region 2 Blu-ray. And the Region 2 Blu-ray will play in all Region players. So if you decide you want to get the Blu-ray but you don't know if it will play in your player, it will play in the player. I have a Region 1. You can get it on Amazon really cheap the last time I saw it. It's on Amazon US. And if you don't have a Blu-ray player, they do have the DVD as well. So if you have a region-free DVD player. Yeah, so this is just one I highly recommend picking up if you can. Special features real quick, you don't get a lot. You get a UK exclusive interview with Amber Heard and theatrical trailer. Now, I read some reviews on Amazon, and I had no problem with this, but if you want to watch the interview with Amber Heard, I guess you're supposed to have a region-free Blu-ray player. Just for the interview, the whole movie will play, but the interview, I guess, will not. But I had no problem with that. It played perfectly fine with me. I don't know if it's the type of player I have. I don't have a region-free Blu-ray player, so I don't know. But overall, though, it's definitely a Blu-ray I say pick up, since it is a region-free Blu-ray player. Or not Blu-ray player, region-free Blu-ray, and it will play in US Blu-ray players. I recommend picking it up, and you can get it cheap on Amazon. So, but that is going to be my review for All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. This is a 2006 film, and definitely one of my favorite Amber Heard films. So I will be back for next Sunday. Again, we have an awesome lineup. Definitely come back every day to see, you know, other awesome YouTubers' reviews on films that they pick. And hopefully, again, you guys see these reviews and you see films that you haven't heard of before that you want to check out, or films that you've heard of, but, you know, haven't heard too much about. So definitely come back each day. We have an awesome lineup, very cool people, and I will see you guys next Sunday. So talk to you guys later, and have a great week. Okay, bye guys.